Hey there and welcome. Have you ever listened to a song and just felt like a melody was, well, perfect? Like it couldn't possibly have been any other way? Today, we're going to pull back the curtain and look at the hidden science behind that exact feeling.
Right, let's just dive right in. We're asking what seems like a simple question, but it has a surprisingly deep answer. What is that invisible thing that makes a string of notes feel so complete, so right, and just so satisfying to our ears? We all know the feeling, but what's really going on?
To find out, we're going to put on our detective hats and solve what I'm calling the perfect melody mystery. We're on the hunt for a hidden mechanic, a fundamental principle of physics that actually shapes the music we hear and love every single day.
I mean, think about it. The opening of a famous movie score, that pop chorus you can't get out of your head, or heck, even a simple nursery rhyme. These melodies don't just sound good, they sound correct. They have this kind of inevitable logic to them, as if the composer didn't invent them but just discovered them.
So, is this just some unexplainable artistic magic, or is there something more real, something more concrete happening just beneath the surface? Well, as you've probably guessed, there is absolutely a hidden physics at play, an elegant, beautiful structure that our brains are naturally tuned into.
And our first big clue to solving this mystery isn't found in a complicated piece of music. Nope, it's hiding inside one single note. We need to explore a note's hidden sounds.
Okay, so this is absolutely crucial. When you hear a note from a piano, a guitar, or someone's voice, you're not just hearing one single sound. You're actually hearing a whole stack of different sounds called the harmonic series. You hear the main note, sure, but it's always accompanied by a bunch of quieter, higher-pitched notes called overtones.
And really, it's built in three pretty simple steps. You start with the fundamental. That's the main pitch you can hum back. Then the instrument naturally adds a series of overtones that stack on top, kind of like layers of a cake. And what we hear as one single rich sound is actually this whole complex combination.
You know, here's a fantastic way to think about it. Don't think of a single note as a soloist singing one pitch. Think of it as an entire choir, all singing a chord that's perfectly in tune with itself. That richness is what gives an instrument its unique character, its timbre.
Okay, so if every single note is its own little choir, what happens when you play two notes, one after the other? Well, this is where the magic really kicks in. This is how notes shake hands.
And here it is, the solution to our mystery. Melodic resonance. This is the scientific term for that perfect feeling. It happens when one of those hidden overtones from the first note perfectly matches the main pitch of the second note. It's a physical alignment, a literal connection in the sound waves themselves.
And this alignment, or lack of it, is everything. When the overtones of two notes don't line up, our brain hears it as a clash, dissonance. It creates tension. But when they do line up, when they resonate, that creates this powerful sense of stability, of relief, of connection. And that's the sound our ears find so pleasing.
All right, enough with the theory. Let's make this real. It's time to actually see this principle of resonance in action inside one of the most famous melodies on the entire planet.
Yep, we're going to use the simplest, most universal example we can. The first two notes of Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. Just think about that little jump. Twinkle. Why on earth does that simple leap feel so strong and so foundational?
Well, here's the hidden math. If that first note is a C, physics just dictates that one of its strongest overtones, the second one to be exact, is a G. And what's the very next note in the melody? It's a G. The overtone of the first note becomes the main pitch of the second. That is a perfect, beautiful handshake.
And that, right there, is the aha moment. This invisible link, this physical connection between these two notes is precisely why that simple melody feels so solid, so satisfying. Your brain is a brilliant pattern detector, and it hears that link loud and clear, even if you never consciously think about it.
So now that we've pulled back the curtain, what can you do with this? Well, you can take this new knowledge and start to actively listen for these very connections in the music that's all around you.
So here it is, your new listening toolkit. Number 1. Remember that every note is a choir. Number 2, know that the rightness of a melody often comes from resonance, when those hidden parts connect. This creates that sense of satisfaction. And finally, you can now train your ear to listen for this hidden handshake in music. At the end of the day, this isn't just some abstract music theory, it's a whole new way to listen. You've just been given a peek into the invisible architecture of music, the physical blueprint that makes it all work.
And that leaves us with one final thought. Now that you know about the power of melodic resonance, the next time you put on your favorite song, just listen a little closer. What other secrets, what other hidden handshakes are just waiting there for you to discover?